Yo, what's going on guys? In this video, I'll be breaking down how to create speed ramp transitions, and we're going to be creating these speed ramp transitions similar to Jerry Production style. For those that don't know who Jerry Production is, he's like one of the biggest music video directors, and he really popularized the speed ramp style for music videos. So I'm going to be showing you guys a quick and simple way to create those speed ramp transitions. Before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know that I just dropped my new Distort FX editing pack, and it's the perfect pack to use, especially if you're going for those trippy or distorted looks for your music videos. With all that being said, let's get right into the video. So here in After Effects, I have these two clips from Central C's music video. Now, when it comes to these speed ramp transitions or effects, you always want to take into consideration how long your clip is. So in my case, I have this really long clip. It's 3 seconds long, and the longer the clip is, the more easy it's going to be in order to create a speed ramp transition, because if your clip is shorter, you're not going to really have as much to edit with. So you always want a clip that's long enough so that the speed ramp looks a lot smoother. So in my case, I want like the first part of this clip to play at a normal speed, and then some point, I think like right here, for example, I'm going to add a marker right here. At the 16 frame mark is when I want it to speed up. So this first part right here before the marker is going to be normal, and then after that it's going to speed up. I'm going to cut this layer, so click Ctrl Shift D, and there's different ways to speed ramp. Most people, they like right click and then go to time, enable time remapping, and then you add keyframes, then ease the keyframes, go into graph editor and then modify the graphs. But in our case, I'm just going to right click this layer and then go to time stretch. Because I want it to speed up and go a lot faster, I'm going to modify the new duration. Instead of having this part 2 seconds and 9 frames, I'm going to make it 4 frames. So I'm going to change this new duration to 4 frames. And as you guys can see, it really speeds up the clip. So when I play this, we have the normal clip at the beginning, and then that second layer, which is, obviously the same clip, it's going to speed up. Just like that. Now, to make that look even better, we're going to add an echo to this layer. Once you add the echo, it creates that like slow shutter type of effect for this layer. I'm going to change the number of echoes, increase that just by a little so that we have more of an intense look. Change the blending mode, or change the echo operator. I'm going to change that to screen. I'll increase the decay to around, I think 2, and that creates that like fading effect. So that already makes this speed ramp transition look even better. And the final thing we're going to do is create a flash effect, create a new adjustment layer, make sure this layer is 4 frames, and then bring it between these two clips. We're going to add an exposure. So this is the effect we're going to use in order to create that flash effect. Increase this exposure to, I think 2 looks good enough. And then we're going to keyframe both the beginning as well as the end at 0. Ease the keyframes. And then this is what we have for the final transition. So Jerry Production, he does a lot of these like flash transitions as well. So this is a simple and quick way to create those speed ramp transitions. And then the last thing we're going to do is create a wipe effect. So I'm going to create a new adjustment layer above the second clip. Cut this adjustment layer to the second clip. For this effect, I'll be using a wipe effect from my Motion Energy FX pack. If you guys are interested in that, I'll have a link down in the description. So I have both the shakes as well as the wipes. I'm going to add a wipe. I'll add the intense wipe, and then open up the keyframes. Since this isn't a 1920 by 1080 composition, you want to go to anchor point, click reset so that it fits the composition. And I'm also going to cut this adjustment layer. So when I play this, we have that speed ramp wipe transition, and I want this to be a little faster. So I'm going to actually bring this back like 2 frames. And this is how the final transition looks like. So I think both ways look pretty cool. Just turn that one off and then leave the other one on. And if you're going for more of that intense look, you can always add a wipe effect. Alright, so moving on to the second transition, I'm going to be creating a flash wipe effect between these two clips, between the third clip as well as the first clip, and then we're going to be using the second clip in order to create that wipe effect. So I'm going to cut this layer and make it 4 frames long, and then bring this one back. So I want there to be a flash effect both at the beginning of this clip as well as the end. So let's create a new adjustment layer. Make sure this adjustment layer is 1 frame, and then we're going to add an exposure. For the exposure, I want it to be like really intense. So I'm going to increase this to around like 8, and we're not even going to keyframe it because it's only 1 frame long. So we're going to duplicate this layer and then bring it towards the end of the layer. So now we have like that flash effect. But to make it look even better, we're gonna add that blur so that it looks more like a wipe effect. I'm gonna create another adjustment layer. Make sure it's the same length as the second clip. We're going to add a directional blur, change the direction to 90 degrees, and then really increase this blur length to around like 100. And when you use this effect, it creates that transparency on the edges. So in order to fix that, we're going to add a motion tile. Make sure to have the motion tile above the directional blur, and then increase the width to 200. Click mirror edges. And this is what we have for that flash wipe effect. So we didn't even create any keyframes, and we got this really, cool transition. And those are two different ways that you can add clean and simple transitions to your music videos. That's all I have for this video. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.